One with Sylvia the Siren. I got my girl, Alia
Yay!
Okay. Y'all, you know, Aaliyah, I've been following you for so long. Okay.
Okay.
And I promise you, I better see you on either AEW or WWE as an announcer. Okay. Alicia, scoot over. Alicia, scoot over for a second. Okay. That's how you know. I just want to say again, thank you for coming on one of my one-on-one sessions. This is
Thank
Women's
you for
History Month,
having
and
me.
I definitely want to give you your flowers. I want to
What?
give you your flowers.
Thank you.
Seriously, you know, in this content creator, especially for wrestling, it's not enough of, you know, women of color that
Mhm.
is in this space. And I've been admiring you for so long on
Thank you.
TikTok and just, you know, being authentic and expressing yourself, whether it's just, you know, being announcing, you know, some of the superstars, but it's just your takes, you know, your articulation and your storytelling. Like I said, I
Thank
feel
you.
like when we was off camera, I feel like you're like another Paul Heyman. How you tell that story. And it's just like I pay attention so much because we're gonna get into this, but
Okay.
there was one story you told, and you was just so spot on. And you know who it was? Obafemi. On
Oh.
NXT when he relinquished the title inside the ring. And when you
Mhm.
had said that, I said, you know what? That's not a bad idea. I said that definitely makes sense. And the next thing you know, he did that to go to main roster. And I came back and I said, yo, you all right? You all right? You all right? Like seriously. I loved every bit of it. But yeah, that's what made me like really like gravitate and be able to relate to you is because
Uh-huh.
like when you're telling the story, I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Whereas
Uh-huh.
though you got all these other analogies and theories and stuff like that from other creators, it's just like, okay, yeah, but like you is just like, okay, you just be calling it. Like,
I get so deep into it. Now, what's funny, I said this with somebody else. I was actually going to pursue to be a professional wrestler.
right. I
So
saw that in your bio.
yeah, I had like the character written down. I had everything set, ready to go. Costume designer, like ready to go. Then I
That's
had lupus.
amazing.
And I was just like, "Ugh, I can't do it. So what can I do? This actually just fell into my lap. So I didn't even mean to start making content. That's the funny thing. I made a video when Xavier Woods was roasting Kofi Kingston when he was telling him that Brock Lesnar beat him in like 5 seconds. And I was just like, oh, he did not say that. Like he did not. And then I got the notification, hey, you know, you can do live streams now. And I was like, I guess I'll try it. And then people kept coming back. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm interested. So I guess we took a detour on my career.
So yeah, tell me a little bit about that because that was my first question I wanted to ask. Like, what was the first? What first inspired you to start creating wrestling content? So it was. I know in your bio you said it started off with you wanting to be a wrestler, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah. What was your wrestling name going to be?
Okay, it was actually going to be Aaliyah Valencia.
Okay.
That's the thing. It was going to be my name. I had a few, and I was like, okay, I could do like this character where I'm just like, you know, like Alistair Blacklight character because I love like the darker characters like that and the layers of characters. So I was just like, you know, I can do that and like mimic people in a way to spook them out. You know, I had like the whole thing ready to go, and I'm just like, but how can I take this into content?
Yeah.
And that's how I was just like, oh, I could just use whatever knowledge I knew about wrestling because I studied it for so long, so I can implement it in my character. And I use that to tell the stories of the superstars.
That's amazing. So, okay, tell me this. What era was like your era that made you so invested in being like a wrestling fan?
Attitude.
See,
Attitude.
if you grew up north, you already know Attitude
Yeah.
Era is
Yeah.
definitely it. Who was your favorite like wrestler in the Attitude Era? Like, who's your goat?
Uh, okay. So the Attitude Era, I could Jeff Hardy. I love him, but as far as
Okay.
like the bad guy, Triple H. Triple H. Yeah. I just love him. Like the way he just stuck it to people. I'm just like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm gonna annoy people and just be as evil as I can.
Triple H was definitely was evil in the
Yeah,
Attitude Era. Okay, he was
yeah.
really, really evil. But no, that's a good one. Jeff Hardy. Oh my God, 2008, 9. Jeff Hardy. No, 2008. Jeff Hardy. Oh my God.
The run of a lifetime.
Yes,
The run of
I
a life.
love
I
him
still have
down.
beef with CM Punk to this day about Jeff Hardy.
What's the beef? Tell me the beef.
Okay, so I was supposed to go to SmackDown.
Yeah,
And then I didn't go. And then I'm watching, I had that steel cage match, right?
yeah.
CM Punk beat Jeff. And then Jeff left. And I'm like, you're the reason that he left. I'm like, yeah, this is generational. And now he's beefing with my GOAT, like right now, Seth Rollins. I'm like, this is generational beef.
Yes, yes. Oh, we're gonna get into that because we're gonna tap into, I want you to pick your brain on WrestleMania. I
Okay.
want to pick your brain on TKO and the pricing that's going on right now. And
Okay.
then I also want to pick your brain on the women's division. I definitely want us to like tap into that. But before we get into that, I just want to talk about creative processing when it comes to content creating. The
Mhm.
first thing I want to ask is, how do you decide what stories or topics that you want to cover on your content?
So actually, I just go by what the show goes with. I just go with the flow. Wrestling is always changing and unpredictable. So that's how I move with it. I'm just as unpredictable as the storylines are sometimes, because sometimes the storyline can drop, sometimes what can pick up. I'll just I'll just go with what the story is and just look for what's being told there and just go with that.
Absolutely. So, okay. So, with stories that's going on right now, tell me what's your favorite storyline that's going on right now, and what's the storyline that needs to pack it up?
Okay, so one storyline that I'm excited for is actually El Grande Americano, the other El Grande Americano, original El Grande, the real El Grande, and Dominic. Because Dominic is funny because Dominic was getting close to the real El Grande, which is Ludwig. He was getting close to him. And I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
shocked that he didn't go after the Triple A championship, mega championship before, because when Dominic won, he was looking at the championship, the real El Grande. So I'm like, he was going after that. So when he won Rey de Reyes, and now he has a shot, I was just like, oh, okay, so this is interesting. Now I'm wondering, will that go into a mass versus mass match at WrestleMania? And if it doesn't, will the original El Grande cost the real El Grande because he took his identity?
You know what? That's a spot on. Speaking of Dom, the love that Dom has in AAA. Oh my God, the biggest pop I've seen
Mm-hmm.
in a while. And
Yeah.
I like watching AAA. I love seeing all of it's so good. I just love seeing the heritage. I just love seeing crossovers where, it's a lot of stars that may have been high flyers or may just be technical, but they come over there and they create these storylines and they just make a great impact on AAA.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. I will say I think that was probably the best partnership that we had got last year as far as announcement with WrestleMania.
Yep.
It's very fun to watch, and I like Mr. Iguana. It's something about Mr.
I love him.
Yo,
I love him. He commits.
Yes, he does. It's something about Mr. Iguana that I love so much. I think it's the charisma. I just think it's the character as a whole because it's very believable. And then for the kids too, we got to think about it like it's for the kids. And I just think he will make a great impact. I hope that he does both. I hope eventually he does come to main roster too as well. I could definitely see him on the SmackDown level and stuff like that with
me too.
Teaming up probably with Penta or teaming up with Ray. So yeah, I really like him. And speaking of what's a storyline that you're not really like? It's just like you not understand, or it's just not really it for you.
Gosh, that's hard because I'm such a nerd for wrestling.
Same.
I am. I'm just like, I like all of them. Like somebody can complain about one, I'll be like, I liked it though.
Yes.
Oh gosh. I don't really think I have one I want to see go, but I do want to see the fall of the Judgment Day.
How did you like the turn? How did you like how they turned on Finn? That I want to know your opinion on that.
I was upset that JD did that. I was like,
I wasn't surprised though. I kind
I
of wasn't
wasn't
surprised
upset.
that JD was going to be a follower with Dom and Liv and Raquel and Roxanne. I kind of felt like he was going to in some way because I think they're going to try to pin them two against each other, knowing that JD is Finn's, mentor. And it's just like when I saw that, I was like, okay, that was a nice little turn, but I wasn't expecting that either. But then I was at the same time, though. I was like,
my heart broke. I fell out when I seen it. Literally, I fell out. I was sitting in front of the TV and I just went backwards. I was like, you got to be kidding me right now.
Well, do you think it was maybe time for the Judgment Day to like kind of wrap it up? Do you feel like
it's ran its course? I like it, but I'm like, okay, I want to see Finn go after the championship. I want to see JD on his own because he is super underrated.
Yes.
He's a fantastic competitor. Raquel, I'm still waiting for her to get a world championship shot, and I think that's going to happen.
Oh yeah,
Live, but I feel like it's going to happen. And Dominic is still cursed, so maybe him and Liv might not be much longer.
I was about to say that. So with Dom being cursed, he's going to lose. He's probably not going to get a shot at the IC title again. He's probably going to lose Liv, and he's probably going to get kicked out of the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day is probably going to be finito. They're probably about to be done. I was like, listen, Dirty Dom been running around behind backstage and Gorilla talking all that mess. Doing too much.
Dirty Dom.
I was like, Dirty Dom, you about to reap what you sowed. Calling Ray a deadbeat for like the last 4 years. We call him my deadbeat dad.
Crazy work.
I love the kayfabe though.
Right? Yeah, it's like the best thing ever. It's just like, okay, he's like the best dad ever. It's just like this dad.
Yes, the kayfabe be on point. I saw him on an interview with a comedian. I forgot his name, and he was like, "So what? So did you look up to wrestling because of your father?" He was like, "Which one?" Talking about Eddie.
That's crazy. Which one?
Yo, I was like, Ray. I was like, yo, I know Ray is proud of him because like he is just really.
He sticks to it.
He does. He does. And kayfabe has kind of like been, thrown out the window since the Unreal and everything like that. Speaking of Unreal, I want to know your opinion. Do you like the fact that they are doing like this, series of Unreal with Netflix? I know because they got the deal with Netflix, but do you like the fact that it's the curtain is being all the way, thrown to the top and we're getting like in-depth things about Unreal?
It's not my favorite thing. As you know, I'm a kayfabe girly.
Yeah, I love kayfabe too.
Heavy in kayfabe.
Yes.
You're actually the first person, second person, like on like a podcast, and I actually break kayfabe. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's not my favorite thing, but I do understand it because people like the insight. When people say kayfabe is dead, I don't think so. We see it every week. It's the same as with a movie. It's the same, no different than Marvel, in my opinion. You watch Comic-Con, you watch these characters outside of their suits and costumes, and just like, hey, that's Tom Hiddleston or Loki, and you don't complain about that. You know what I mean? It's the same.
Exactly. I know a lot of people say, well, when they say like wrestling is fake, or they talk about what about Game of Thrones? I know they was using that type of analogy. I don't watch Game of Thrones, so like I know like it's being compared to like that, like when people say that wrestling is fake and everything like that. I just wanted to know your opinion on Unreal because does it change the trajectory of you wanting to be still invested as far as being a fan and any storylines, or you just you already know what's going to happen. It doesn't change it doesn't change the motive.
It's just my love for it. I can watch it. I've watched clips on it on Twitter. Like I'll a few things. I'm nosy, so I'm just like, okay, I want to see what's happening. But it doesn't change like my love or outlook of it. It actually makes me respect them more by how much they really put into it, because I realize that we may not like everything. Nobody is going to like everything.
Yeah.
But nobody really focuses on the work that these men and women put in my opinion. We just see the finished product.
Oh, yeah.
So it just shows to me that, hey, one, they're human. Two, they do have feelings, and three, they put a lot of work to entertain us. And
that's true.
Something to talk about,
Yeah, that's totally true because I think the reason why I got invested in watching Unreal was just to see how like what their day to day is and like
Mhm,
how they put in all the work and stuff to be able to
mhm,
show up every day, to be able to work out, stay in shape and then be
mhm,
able to like, put all the effort that they need to be the superstar that they are.
mhm.
So that was my real reason. But then when I started seeing like the curtain was opening, the whole Seth Rollins and all that stuff. And then, the Abyss situation and
Mhm,
Gorilla, you know, dealing with Bruce, I was just like, okay, no, I think I'm not a fan of this no more because
mhm.
now it's like it's getting to like I don't want to say it's dark, but it's like you're seeing stuff that you're not going to be a fan of and not be happy
Yeah,
to see about. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's cool. I understand they got their relationship with Netflix, but I still believe her kayfabe. I'm all for kayfabe.
right. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I remember, like, I miss the times when, like, a character will stay like in character, like the Undertaker or Kane. I
yes,
just miss those times, and I don't think we'll ever go back to that. It's just the way of how you view it, you know.
yeah.
So, like, if I was to see Rey Mysterio, like, we all know what he looks like without his mask now. I'm just gonna act like I don't know what he looks like.
Right. For a while, I did not know how he looked outside of the mask, but then you got to go back to WCW when he was a little wild little animal, filthy little animal. And then he took it off being a real little Latino heat. Okay. I was like, I was like, okay, Ray, you got going on with your short
Like,
stuff.
go Ray, go Ray.
Go right. The next thing he put the mask on and then took the mask off after that mask. I was like, oh man. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, everybody know how he looked now.
Yeah,
But for a while, I didn't. I didn't for a while, which
yeah,
was
yeah.
crazy.
I was that kid. I was trying to Google what he looked like. I was so nosy, and I was mad when I seen it. I was like, no, now
you know,
killed the mystery for me.
it's crazy. I never seen how Penta looked.
Me neither.
I never seen how Penta look, and I never seen how his brother look. Ray Phoenix.
Me
I
neither.
never seen how they look, and we can Google it, and there's nothing going to show. It's
Yeah,
nothing going to show at all.
they're like, no, my
Yeah,
like they keep it.
they're
Oh
keeping
wow.
that tradition live. I love that. But so yeah, let me go ahead and ask you this next question. I wanted to ask, are you more focused on like news when it comes to content, storytelling, reactions, or fan culture? Because they have this thing with fan culture, but yeah,
Yeah,
I already know what your content is about, but which one do you enjoy the most doing?
storytelling.
Yes. Thank you. I was like, you know what? I hope it's storytelling because I love it. And
Yeah.
I look at your because I stalk your page. I look at your comments and like people are really invested, like me. I'm like, yo,
I'm
she's
glad you
really
like it
telling.
though.
Yes, I do love it. And then off camera, when you were saying that you don't see yourself as this big content creator and stuff like that, that's not true. That's not true at all. Because let me tell you something. You got people requesting you to be an announcer for do this person, that person. That's high. That's literally that's amazing for real.
It's a lot, When I first got the notifications, I went back to my original page. I was like, oh, let me go
Yeah.
back. And I saw all these notifications. I was like, oh, I'm overstimulated. I put my phone down. Until I'm like, what is going on? I was like, okay, I have, but can you do this? Can you do that? Which I don't mind. But I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, you guys gotta give me a minute. This is a lot.
No, man, I love every bit of it. When I saw, I was like, you know what? Let me take a stab at like sending you to do one. Let's see, can you do Kiana James? I don't
I
forget.
had to. Like, as soon as I saw yours, I was like, yeah, I have to like do it. I was like, I gotta find a good picture. I gotta find like the sparkles. I gotta do it. I gotta
Yeah,
do it.
and she was coming up to the top, and I was like, as soon as I asked you to do that, next thing you know, she was in the elimination chamber. First PLE at that too on the main roster, like that was big.
She's
And then
strong.
she's very strong.
Mhm.
So the Royal Rumble, when she did that Samoan drop, I was just so impressed. I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
that was
She
great.
she was one of the like heavy MVPs. I still give it a Lash. I gotta say, Lash performance was a lot like she was an MVP for me, but she
I
was
love
also
Lash. Yeah,
we had Lash on the channel, and Lash is a
that's
vibe.
amazing.
Yes, Lash is a vibe. Her and Nia Jax, I think them teaming up
Perfect.
together, perfect. I
Perfect.
say, you know what, y'all creators in the back, y'all making some sense right now. Here we go. Y'all making some sense because, like,
It
I,
makes sense. I
I
love
question
them together.
I questioned a couple things, but that right there, I could not question at
Hmm.
all. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the women's division.
Okay.
So let's talk about women's wrestling and representation. Okay. So women's wrestling has grown so much, but
Mhm.
how has it influenced your content?
Okay, so basically, I see like how far they go, and I think about the Divas era and how little they had, like 2 3 minutes,
Mm,
maybe sometimes. I met
yeah.
Victoria at WrestleCon last year. She was talking about it. Yeah, and she was talking about
Really?
how they did the most of what they had for a little bit of time. So I'm just like, okay, I still wish the women had more time, in my opinion. Like, I would just love to see more women on the show.
Yeah.
But how they influence me is to, when I see them, to focus more on their story. Like, basically, like with Natty. Love Natty. She is women's wrestling to me.
Yes. You know
She
what?
is women's
This is
wrestling.
why, you know what? This is why me and you this collab needed to happen because that is my girl right
Love
there.
her.
That
Love
book is
her.
amazing. That book is
I still
amazing.
didn't get the book. I have to get it.
The book is amazing. I went to her book signing here in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Nat Natty is the most genuine, sweet, kind woman. I'm gonna be honest, she's my favorite out of all the ones that I have met.
Okay.
Literally, she followed me back. She's always like saying thank you anytime like I post a picture or anything like that of her because she
She's
banging
kind.
on Instagram. Like her pictures are amazing.
Hmm.
And I just the most hardworking, resilience, like selfless woman in the game. I
Yeah.
have to say, Natty. Natty
Yeah.
is
Yes.
truly, honestly, is my favorite. So I'm with you on that one, girl, all the way.
Yes. Like, she's been my inspiration for so long. Like I said earlier, I wanted to be a wrestler.
Yeah,
Um, that was actually like my dream person I wanted to go against. I was like, that's like a dream. That would have been a dream for me. She's just amazing. But like, as far as like taking that opportunity, like, she's influenced me just in wrestling in general. Just take life and just go straight for it.
yeah,
So when I do my content, that's what I think. You're gonna respect me where I am, even in the
yes,
pink and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
yes.
You're gonna respect me where I am, but to just keep striving ahead no matter what. Things knock you down, life knocks you down, but you got to keep going.
Yeah, she's definitely women's wrestling. How do you like her character development? Like, how do you like the character change? I love it.
Love it.
Listen,
Love it.
I love this low key legend, like this
Yeah.
badass, like
I know she says low key, but I'm like high key.
yeah, exactly. I was like, no, sweetheart, you are high
High
key.
key legend.
Listen, I love me some Natty. I was a big fan of the Divas era because like I was a huge fan of Total Divas too. So like,
Yes.
yes, I was a diehard fanatic fan because I took a pause on wrestling because when I went to college, you know what I'm saying, I was being a college girl. But
Hmm.
then E came out with Total Divas.
Hmm.
And I started watching Total Divas and I just got back invested. I started watching Total Divas. I was getting a little bit of the storyline of what was going on, but I'm not going to say wrestling was dead at that time, but
Hmm.
wrestling didn't really have much of an impact where it was a lot of women of color
Hmm.
because the only woman of color that was on the roster at the time was Naomi.
Hmm.
Naomi and Fox, Alicia
Yes.
Fox.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Cameron too.
Cameron too. Yeah, Cameron too.
Yeah.
Exactly. The Funkadactyls.
Yep.
So, but I gravitated more to Naomi because like I felt like me and Lovely was talking, I felt
Hmm.
like Naomi was so relatable, you
Hmm.
know, because she was able to do all those tricks. She was able to wrestle like really like technical. Whereas you
Yep.
got Cameron and Alicia Fox, they were more like, powerhouses, a little bit of like, what I'm saying, more of characters, but
Hmm.
Naomi was really like really grit and in the ring. So
Yes.
that's why I had really like gravitated to like more of her because of her skill set. And it wasn't really a lot of us at the time, but
Yeah.
like now it's like we're getting a lot more
Hmm.
recognition. You know what I'm saying? And you got Lola Vice, you got Stephanie Vaquer, you got
Yep.
you know what I'm saying. You got Latinas that are coming in and that are breaking the mold
Yes.
into the black and brown industry of wrestling.
Hmm.
So that's what got me as a friend. And when you said Natty, Total Divas. Let me get back to Natty real quick. Total
Okay.
Divas, she was the reason why I watched because
Mhm.
baby, she
Yeah.
godmother of wrestling. Let's
Yes.
just say
Yes.
that a real one, and just never try to make it seem like she was like, how can I put it? She just really was very authentic with showing light of her family, how she
Yeah.
was with her mom and how she was with her dad. Like I said,
Hmm.
the book is amazing. You know, we've seen a lot of it on Total Divas, but the book does go in depth, and it's just really her being so raw and authentic. It's a really
Hmm.
good read, and I
It
love
is.
her. I love
She's
Maddie.
so good.
Yes, she's
And I
really
feel
really
like she
good.
doesn't get like enough like uh respect from the fans. Like the
Yes,
comments I see on like social media, I'm just like, no, do you not know who she is?
exactly.
She is one of the best ever to do it.
You It's crazy because there was a countdown that I was watching from Miss Mojo on YouTube. They
Mhm.
did top 10 what is it called? Underrated female wrestlers. She
Mhm.
was number 1.
Wow.
Mhm. She was number 1. It was a couple people that was on there. Victoria was on there, which I was so yeah and no. I'm shocked about Victoria because Victoria has the best finisher. That's a real hard
Widow
like
Peach.
with a P.
Yes.
Yeah, like
Yes.
that's a really
Oh
hard
my gosh. It's so
and
good.
she was on that list. She was on that list, and it's crazy because I thought Naomi was going to be on that list,
Mm,
but she wasn't. She
mhm.
wasn't. I think with this new character change, with the Proceed with Caution, kind of helped elevate her as a social, as a status of I'm up there, top
Yep.
10, 20 wrestler,
Mhm.
you know. But yeah, I knew she was gonna be number 1, but it was like, dang man, like
Right. It
I don't
shouldn't
like
be.
that.
No, I feel like not a lot of people put respect on her name. And what
Yeah.
she does for women's wrestling, but when you see like how many people she trains at the dungeon just for wrestling, the men, the women, just
Yes.
and Bailey
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
I mean, Bailey is like absolutely amazing,
Mhm.
and I feel like no one, well, you have people that talk about it, but not a lot of people actually speak about just how much they do for
Yeah.
just women, you know?
Yes. I think after what happened last year with WrestleMania, of her getting booted out, it's just been an ongoing thing with her. I really thought, with her winning the Royal Rumble, okay, cool, the rocket is on her back. But then the next thing you know, it just kind of felt like as if it's just a moment, not a memory no more.
Yeah.
And it was just like up and down with her, up and down with her. And
Hmm.
then them putting her against Lyra, and then it's just like, where's that story going? Because
Yeah.
I don't personally feel like Bailey's the type that should be in a partnership with somebody. I think she's a
Hmm.
standalone talent. Like,
Hmm.
we got to put some respect on her name, you know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
she is on that same level of the other four horsemen.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a creative thing. Like, I think they
Hmm.
need more creators to create a little bit more for ones that really been there long and have, been in the game and being able to like prove to themselves that, hey,
Yep.
I'm that girl. But
Hmm.
I don't really like how that took place. And I think ever since what happened with last year, and then listening to her interview on Chris Van Vliet was just very heartbreaking too,
Hmm.
because she doesn't feel appreciated. She does
Yeah.
feel undervalued now, where you went from having one of the best wrestling matches in NXT,
Yeah.
the NXT takeover in Brooklyn. Am I correct? I
Yeah.
think, yeah, you had the
Yep.
best match of women's wrestling of all time to now be backseat in Gorilla and Catering. Yeah, come on.
Right. I feel like
Yeah,
she deserves much more than what she gets.
yeah, most definitely. And I also feel like there are some ones that I feel like should be able to shine more. I'm happy to see, like, back to Kiana James. I'm happy to see that Kiana James is getting a little bit of the spotlight. But I know another one that I'm going to quote that I feel like would be world champion,
Mhm.
and that's going to be Chelsea Green.
She should be a world champion. World champion.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, we got this whole thing with Hayes saying that she's more of an enhancement talent to enhance the higher level woman, like Tiffany Stratus and Charlotte
That's
Flair.
what
I thought,
happened.
Yeah, he said that on Real, and that was a whole big thing on social media about that situation. And I don't agree with that because like Chelsea Green has the character and has the ring skills. Like
Right, yeah.
so when of course he apologized about it, but when he said that, it was just like he bought the IWC out in the uproar because like
She's
people are
great.
yes,
She went against Penta.
that match. Listen, I know she get asked that. So when she was on the channel, I tried to not ask that or whatnot
About
because
Penta?
like yes about Penta, but I want to ask so bad because maybe that match was everything.
Oh, it
Oh
was.
my god! And I
It
see
was
why
good.
she's in AAA too now. I thought that was a great crossover too, like her getting on multiple
Yes.
brands because being in Lucha Underground for quite some time, it
Mhm.
gets to show like her skill set and what she's
Yes.
able to do in the
Yep.
industry besides being funny.
Yeah.
Funny
True.
self. It's crazy. This is crazy. Chelsea Green is hilarious. She was such a vibe when she
She's
came
so
on here.
good.
Yeah. Tell me which female wrestler right now, any brand that you feel like is like your number one, like you're wanting to see more from.
Oh boy. More from any brand, any brand. Right now it's happening with Zarya. Zarya.
I like Zarya. Listen,
There's so
them
much to pick
NXT
from,
girls are
but
cooking.
they are. Zarya, I gotta say, is like one of my favorites on NXT.
Yes,
One of my
Zarya is
favorites.
badass. Just imagine her and Rhea.
Yes.
Just imagine her and
That's a
Rhea.
dream match.
Oh yeah, that's not a fantasy. That's a dream. Like yo,
Yeah. That's
that's
a
a
dream match.
yes. And I hope WWE when she goes to main roster don't try to push for that so quick because like that's something that we'll need to build for
Yeah.
sure. Speaking of NXT, we got Zarya, we got Tatum Paxley, we
Mhm.
have Blake. We have a lot.
Yeah.
So tell me, who do you think out of like the list of the ladies that we have down in NXT, you can see like going to the main roster real soon?
I can see Soul.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Um,
yeah.
I would love to see Blake Monroe. That character work. I mean, it's so much you can do with that.
It's so much.
So much that can be done. So many stories that can be told because she's like this crazy woman.
Yes.
You know what I mean? With the hair pick, she kind of jabs you where it's so much you could do with that. She could terrorize the women.
Absolutely. Because I feel like because from her coming from the previous, competitor,
Mhm.
AEW, I just think that her work there was phenomenal. And I just think
Yeah,
we haven't seen nothing yet. This is just like
yeah,
we're still taking baby steps with her, I feel like,
yeah.
because like she's already ahead of the game because her character work over there was just impeccable. Like it was just
Mhm.
amazing. So I'm really excited. I know that they keep trying to push for her to go to the main roster. I kind of
Mhm.
don't want that because like she said she does want to spend some more from a recent interview. She said she wants to
Mhm.
spend more time in NXT. And I
Mhm.
actually would like that. I don't always
Yeah.
jump. I don't when it comes to like NXT, I don't always jump for them to want to go to main
Push to
roster
the main
because
roster so quickly.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it loses the love and faith
Mhm.
because you automatically go on the main roster and you won't be on TV for like weeks. Where
Yeah. Another thing sometimes I think is the issue, and I talk about this all the time.
Mhm.
They can have the perfect presentation. I was a little bit afraid for Oba as well. Not because of the booking sometimes. It's because sometimes I feel like the booking depends on, it's still a business, right? Sometimes
Yeah,
I feel like the booking depends on fan reaction and what they hear in the audience. And if you're not hearing anything, that in my opinion, I don't know, but they may go by that. And they can
that's
be
true.
fantastic. The same thing with Tommaso and Johnny Gargano. Fantastic. Ilya Dragunov, when he first came back from injury, it was silent. And I'm like, why are we silent for Ilya Dragunov right
I
now?
love him.
Oh, that's
I
my
love
guy.
him. You know what? Speaking of him, real quick, I know him and Carmelo have not missed.
No, no.
They are
I
giving
want to see
5-star matches every week on
every
SmackDown.
week. I would
Every
love
week.
to see at Mania 2 out of 3 falls match at Mania.
Ooh.
Or just like,
Oh
I know you
yes.
can't do an hour Iron Man match, but like maybe a 30-minute Iron Man match, just let them go for it.
Yes.
I would
You
just
know
love
what?
to see that.
You know what? Speaking of Mania, let me pick your brain. So tell
Okay.
me, how would you book this card? Okay, based off of what we have already, because we already have some cards that are already established.
Okay.
But okay, let's start with Roman and Punk. Roman
Okay.
and Punk, and then also Cody and Randy.
Hmm.
Which one do you think is the ticket mover? Based off a storyline and based off of just notoriety. I'm gonna say that.
I can't pick between both because I'm invested in both.
Same. And it's
And that's
just
the thing. I'm so heavily invested in both. It's a little bit different with Roman and CM Punk
yeah.
though, because then you add Jay into the mix. But it was one thing that made me like look twice. It was very interesting on Monday.
Hmm.
I feel like Jay still has a grudge against CM Punk, because he didn't get the world championship. So he has this chip on his shoulder, right? But
Yep.
then you go back last year, Roman was telling Jay, go get it, take it back to your household, go get the championship. And it's just like, hey, but you won the Rumble, and now you're going to have the title that I want and that I held and that you told me to get. But then it takes a different turn because CM Punk said, you want to challenge for this championship now? And then Jay is just like, yeah, we can go for it. But then in a few weeks, him and Roman have the CM Punk Roman have a match. So it's like layers to this. And then it goes back to 2022 when they was fighting over who's the real chief. And when Punk brought that up, when he said, who's the real chief? And if you go back and look, remember Jay came out with a shirt that says the real tribal chief.
Yep.
Layers to it.
It is, man. And that's what you call long-term storytelling. Like,
Yes,
it's so many layers. You know what's crazy? Because when this past Monday, when Jay was like telling him to get him, Joe, and they
right.
call him by his first name too, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
listen, who's a real leader? Because like at one point, Jay was a lieutenant. Now, who taking orders from who?
Right. And Punk is going to hit in on that. And I feel like that's why he was laughing. I seen a lot of people saying he's laughing because he's like copying Roman. I'm just like, no. He's laughing because he listened to Jay. He knows he's going to do next week. I'm like, this is going to be good. This is going to be good.
Yes, it's like, who's the real boss? Because it's like, Jay, you're supposed to be the underboss, and Roman is the boss. Like,
right.
who's really taking orders? It kind of reminds me of an Italian mob story,
yes.
like where, yes, like where I'm gonna use this analogy. I would say, John Gotti and Sammy the Bull. It's giving that. Okay, so who's Sammy the Bull in this one, and who's John Gotti? But you know what? With Punk was seeing that he's going to capitalize off of that. You're absolutely right.
Because now he's just like, man, I have to have Roman think that he's not in my head. So this is all like mental warfare that we're seeing right now between these two.
Absolutely. And I just, I saw some fans and some people on my podcast team was saying that, okay, is this going to be like a everyday, weekly thing when it comes to, I guess because everybody's ready to see them brawl all before, you know what I'm saying, WrestleMania. Do you feel like their promos and Roman and Punk per se, do you feel like their promos have been kind of repetitive or the same, or do you feel like it's flowing to where it needs to flow as far as in the storyline?
I feel like it's flowing the way it needs to flow, because you don't want to, in my opinion, if you don't want to have them go blow for blow so soon, because then you won't have nothing to really. WrestleMania is 3 weeks away.
Yes.
And then you'll be like, okay, we did all this at the beginning, and then now the send off, the go home show is going to be like, but all they did was this. It's going to be very lackluster. So I would say I would rather it just be easy, and Monday was just the beginning of it.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I would love to see everything pop off right before Mania.
Oh yeah.
That's when it gets good.
Everybody with that brawl before Mania. So that's what I think everybody's wanting. Everybody's wanting a piece of what happened on SmackDown this past Friday with Jacob Fatu, Randy, and all of them. I still feel like that's going to be a fatal 4-way.
You know what? I feel so too. And I feel like, it's so funny because I think Randy was on the phone with, in my opinion, KO.
Yo, listen, I'm eager to figure out who it is. If it's KO, I'm gonna be excited because I'm ready for him to come back.
I'll be shocked if it's not. But I only say that because it's a backstory there with KO. KO and Randy were like, they were talking, they were like a team, the RKO shirts and stuff like that. But then, remember Cody Rhodes told told KO, remember, hey, I want to give you this championship opportunity. And then KO was just like, no, I didn't do anything to earn it. And that's how it all started. But then it's just like, you can give a championship opportunity to KO, but not to Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Because you're scared to face him because you know that he knows you better than you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, oh, it's so many, like, it's so good. I'll be like,
it's so juicy. That's a good one. Like, what's the tea? Like, Randy, who you on the phone with? But no, KO, I didn't think about it. And now that you put it in perspective, oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind.
It might be KO.
It might be.
It'll be interesting.
So with the I would like the Fatal 4-Way. I could see that because that would definitely be big for Jacob Fatu for sure. Like being in a hefty main event like that with legends, that would be the extreme push. Because I like him. I definitely see him up there like along the lines with the legends. He gives good matches. But that Fatal 4-Way would be very different and probably something that we would need. It's so much they could do with that Fatal 4-Way as far as storytelling with the matches. Right. It's so much.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre. Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes. Jacob Fatu. Ladder match for the championship.
Ooh.
If you want to make it extra spicy, I would do a ladder match.
You know what? They have not done that in so long. Right. They did that with the IC title last year, if I'm not mistaken. And listen, oh my God. That mean they fighting for it all. Oh, okay. You know what? I like that. That
would be good.
That would be a great booking. That would be a great booking.
I would love to see it.
Yes. So, okay. Who would you book first night and second night? Even though we kind of know where this is going, but how would you book that? With Roman being first night or Roman second night or the Fatal 4-Way first night or second night?
Okay, I would do. I'm gonna go ahead and say Roman night 2.
Okay.
It's only because you can add so many people to that. Jay, you have Jimmy, but then you have Seth. He never technically lost his championship. He has beef with both of them.
Absolutely.
That can go either way too.
Too many interferences. Yes.
Right. A lot of interferences. Night 1, I'm going to say the ladder match. But only because you can see like some surprise appearances. I mean, if it was up to me, because I love The Rock so much. He's just amazing. Only because I'm still hoping to God. I'm like, please let him just make a special appearance and like come out and like maybe eat Roman or something. I don't know. But then, that can even tie into like, I don't need your help. I still want Rock versus Roman.
I still want that too. My husband is a big fan of The Rock. The Rock is one of his favorite wrestlers. Also AJ Styles. I do want that. I do want Roman and Rock. I still do want that for sure. But we know Cody had to finish that story or whatnot. Listen. 40 was still good though. WrestleMania 40 was still good. It was still very much so very great. I did like WrestleMania 40. So we're gonna talk about the women's card for WrestleMania. Okay. I want to get on Jade Cargill.
Okay.
Rhea Ripley, Michin and B-Fab joining Jade's stable.
Okay.
First off, how do you feel about question 1? How do you feel about B-Fab and Michin joining the stable? I kind of called it a couple of months ago, but what's your take on that?
I just want Michin to just have a championship.
USA looks good on her.
Yeah, and she's such a fantastic wrestler. I think she's another performer who's overlooked a lot.
Yeah.
She's so good. I wasn't expecting Michin to join Jade. That kind of threw me a little bit. Yeah. I thought that B-Fab was going to join Jade and turn on Michin, but now it makes sense when I thought about it. I was like, let's just say Jade retains. And then Meechin is just like, I helped you retain. Now I want a championship shot.
Yeah.
Because she was telling Rhea, I'll wait in line. I'll earn my opportunity. I'm like, I wonder if that's her way of getting closer to the championship.
Yeah, that's true because I actually like it. It gives, them some of a push in a way. Even though I feel like Meechin definitely should get on one of those mid-card titles too. Like United States female
I thought she
champion.
was going to be US champ.
I thought she was going to be US champ too, and then I can even see her under the Intercontinental, but the way that they're prestiging the Intercontinental, it would kind of be best that she would start off with the US title.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense because of how they're putting her on the card. You know what I'm saying? But I think because B-Fab knows how to talk, and I remember Alan Owens, shout out to him. He said this. He said with them joining, B-Fab used to be with the Street Profits. What if the Street Profits and Jade are all going to be one stable?
Oh,
that was interesting. I was like, okay. Then look at it like that. Do I see it probably happening? Probably not, because I don't. Sometimes I feel like the creators are not wanting to intertwine the men with the women now. I'm starting to see that a lot.
Right,
I'm starting to see like they're not putting in the effort of intergender matches no more. They're not putting them together. I wish that too. I was like, man, why did y'all stop that? Y'all stopped the couples matches. Y'all stopped all of that, and like those were entertaining. Those were fun to watch. But who is retaining out of Rhea and Jade?
Well, before I thought that Rhea was going to retain before Meechin and B-Fab. Now I'm not too sure.
Same.
Now I'm just like, I think Jade is going to retain because she has Meechin and B-Fab. So I think that, I think that'll happen.
Were you familiar with their Twitter world war and the whole social media?
Yeah, I saw like bits and pieces of it.
Okay. Yeah. Do you feel like their beef is a shoot or if it's a work?
I honestly don't know. I was gonna because I'm just like, to me, everything is just like in kayfabe, everything they do. And I'm just like, I'm going to screenshot it, and I'm like, they're going at each other's necks. And I'm just like, I don't know if this is real or not. So I didn't want to talk about it, especially if it is real. I'm like, I just didn't want to like, how can I say this? Put that out there if they really are having beef.
Yeah.
I don't really want to spread that. I'm just like, I just want you girls to get along and then, just love pro wrestling.
Yes.
Like I want to comment and commentate on you guys' like fake beef.
Yeah, me neither. It's just so hard because like, you know what I'm saying? They both powerhouses and I would hate for that to be something that's real. That's like that's a shoot. I would hate for something like that to be like that. I just feel like when it comes down to their storyline, they can make so much money. That's some money to me. I feel like they can also be able to, put that into their match, into the story. But the creators gotta they gotta let them go. They can't just have them like reading off a monitor or just being scripted. They gotta let them go so it could again be authentic and then it could flow. I think these next couple of weeks we might see that now that Jade has her stable. We're able to see more of that, and who else will be probably like an interference because they are saying Bianca.
My heart breaks for her.
Listen,
it really does. I feel so bad for her.
Me too. I just feel like her and Naomi, since Naomi got pregnant and is on leave, and with Bianca in that finger injury, I don't think women's wrestling has been the same a little bit this year. I see a lot of creators. I see a lot of people on the IWC saying they want them back. Like wrestling is not as like entertaining or fun without them. Which is still not a kind of a fair shake to the ladies that's on the roster because we got to give credit to like Lash Legend, Chelsea Green. You know what I'm saying? The ones that are still kind of holding it down, but I can understand on ones who've been invested for so long. Especially, I'm a huge fan of Bianca Belair. Like, listen, her, you know what I'm saying? So, I get that. I do feel bad for her, but I do feel like she's going to play a role in something at WrestleMania. It's
Yeah,
just they're going to keep that under the wraps real tight.
they have to. That's a big return to
Oh yeah.
Sylvia. I also felt like, what if, let's just say, Rhea retained, which would be interesting, but then Io comes out to celebrate with her and then turns on her.
That's a good one too.
I was like, because
That
we gonna run it back with Rhea and Io from Evolution.
yes.
That
I
was such
think
a great match.
Evolution was amazing. I got to experience Evolution, and might I say, Aaliyah, you got to do if they do Evolution this year,
Okay,
you got to do it. You got to
okay,
do it.
okay.
Seriously, it was very much so great to be at, just to see like the buildup of it all,
Mm-hmm.
and get to meet the ladies too as well.
Uh-huh.
But it was amazing, and that Io and Rio match was top
Crazy.
tier.
It was.
They triple threat was amazing at WrestleMania. Let me make it clear. They
Yeah,
triple
no,
threat was
yeah.
that was insane. But no, Io and Rhea, the psychology in that match, like I felt like I was looking at men. I felt like I was
Yes,
looking at
yeah. You did. And I'm just so happy. Women's wrestling has come so far. It's like now went
yes.
from 2 minutes to like 2, 3 whole hours.
Listen, I was looking at the time. I said, okay, it's been past 5 minutes. It's still going.
Yeah, it was such an amazing. I hope they do it again. I hope it's a yearly thing.
I
This
hope so
evolution.
too. I really, really hope so too.
Yeah,
Because I know they probably consider it as a small PLE, which
it's
it,
big.
it it's big though. Like
Yeah.
because here's the thing: they was competing with Beyonce that weekend. They were competing with the World Series. They was competing with a lot in Atlanta. So like
I mean, but
it was
Beyonce,
yeah.
that's kind of
Yeah.
yeah,
I said, TKO, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, man. You're trying to make
yeah,
sure you capitalize off of Evolution with Beyonce. Okay, cool.
yeah. That's a hard. Yeah, that's a
That's a
hard.
hard one, but it worked out in their benefit because a lot of them, like when I spoke with Jade on the channel, Jade was saying that she got to go to Beyonce and some of the
Ooh,
girls, yeah, they got to celebrate and go to Beyonce to get ready for Evolution. So
it's a
it,
perfect setup.
yeah, the setup and the tickets were pretty good. Now speaking of tickets,
Okay,
this TKO pricing. Have you been to a WrestleMania before? I haven't. I haven't experienced
I've
WrestleMania.
never. No.
Okay, but you've been to like live tapings and everything like that.
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about the ticket pricing now? I asked everybody's opinion with the whole TKO movement. Do you feel like, this is causing us as fans to not love the sport as much no more because of the company has now got so, in lack of words, greedy?
Hmm. I think people still love it. I think it's more of a sadness and a disappointment.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we've been here for so long. Don't leave us out. We want to celebrate and have fun, but we can't. But I know I was speaking with someone, he's a professional wrestler, Bear. He was
Yeah.
saying that you're going to have people that is going to still buy those tickets,
Yes.
But I feel sorry for us as adults.
Yes.
I feel very bad for the children who can't go.
Yeah.
That's who I feel really bad for. And as much as I would love to go, but when you look at it and think about the kids, and a lot of kids, they can't afford it, and their parents try to do everything to make sure they have that experience. So they're scraping to try to, well, I'll just pay the money and just go.
Yeah.
That's what I really think about. I'm just like, man, I don't think that nobody should be scraping, but I feel really bad when I'm not a parent, but
Yeah.
I feel really bad when, parents just try to scrape their last few pennies to make sure their kid have a good time. But it's just like, okay, I took them, but what are we going to have for dinner? Because I was just really wanting to make them happy.
Yeah.
I do think I would love to see them slow down on the ticket prices. You know what I mean?
Listen, I would like to see that too. It's funny that you say about the parenting because a lot of like our wrestling community, I've seen some ones that said, dang, I want to take my daughter. My daughter's a huge fan of Bianca Belair. My son is a huge fan of Oba. I want to take them so bad, but those ticket prices are crazy.
Yeah.
And that's what breaks my heart because
Right.
I've been to a lot of tapings and prior to TKO, I see a lot of people that used to go on a regular but now no more can't because the ticket prices are insane. So
Mhm.
yeah, no. And then I think it does put a sadness on us being able to have that experience, because I feel like if you're if you're a big wrestling fan
Mhm.
and you want to be able to have that experience, you're cheating the fans by that
Yeah.
too as well. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
but Lee, I know I got a little bit of minutes left with you, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for collaborating with me.
Thank you. It was
And
so much fun.
yes, this was so much fun. Now this can't be the only one that we do. We gotta
Okay.
do some
No,
more.
definitely not.
We gotta do some more. I definitely want to do some, maybe some reactions with you, and then
Ooh,
also
okay.
some more content. But like, I'm just thankful that you came on this one on
Thank you. I
one.
appreciate it so much.
Yes, I appreciate you coming on here with me and being able to allow me to share give you your flowers. Seriously, give you
Thank
your
you. I'm
flowers.
gonna give you your flowers. Let me tell you why. Because you're not like toxic, and you want to see other people win. Now, I don't. I've said this. I'm very particular who I speak with. I feel like you
Yes.
have to be guarded.
Hmm.
Because
Oh yeah.
you have to. Not everybody shares a love for wrestling. Some people just do it. Just it's the truth. Just to get some likes. You're like, okay, I got attention now. Oh my gosh. Instead
Yep.
of the actual love for professional wrestling.
Oh yeah.
So, but I want to give you your flowers for showcasing that, for your love for professional wrestling, and just putting it out there.
Yeah, thank you. Like I said, I'm still new to this space, and you know, I'm
Yeah.
the same thing too. Yeah, I'm the same thing too. Like, I'm guarded and everything like that. But I knew, like, been following you for so long, I was like, I definitely want to collaborate. You can ask my husband. Like, I was like, yo, I gotta collaborate with her. I gotta collaborate with her. Yeah, it's you and another creator named Amira. Shout out to Amira. And she's from up north too, and she's amazing with her storytelling too as well. But I just thank you for coming on and doing this with me. And then I see more for us in the future.
Yes. Like, this
Yes.
was so much fun. I had a
Yes,
great
this
time.
is. This was a great girl talk. I really love
It
this.
was.
But Leah, tell everybody where they could find you at on your socials.
I am Alia V Wrestling on X, Twitter, all my platforms: Twitter, X, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you have any requests for announcements, you want to hear your favorite superstar announced, or maybe you want to hear it, you can check to see. If I didn't announce it, just drop a comment. I am Aaliyah on the mic, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I got neighbors, so I can't keep like yelling like that.
Listen, no, you're fantastic. You're fantastic.
Thank
But yeah,
you.
thank you again. And thank you everybody who's tuning in to my one-on-one with Sylvia the Siren with Aaliyah Valencia, aka Alia V Wrestling. Like, all right.